There is so often a tension that lives in product management. It's something between business and technology. The business wants financial growth. The technology team is delivering tons of new features, and no one respects one another. Even though we're all people, we totally respect each other. We all want the same things for our business, but it's just there's this tension that's there. And I've never seen it quite go away, except for a company that's growing really well. It just seems like they get it. And I've always tried to figure out what's the difference with a company who's truly growing and respecting one another, and one that's just constantly bickering each other. It's the business, they just care about the revenue, or it's the product. They're just building the wrong things. And I just think it's about being good people. There needs to be a culture around it's okay to be a little bit misaligned. It's okay to be drifting away from the plan. We have tech debt that we need to clean up. That's important too. So how do we give a voice to the people on the bottom? The people doing the execution, the engineers, so they can clearly explain how what they're doing is important when we're talking about business goals. And from the business perspective, how do we get clear around these financial growth metrics are important? That's how we keep a job. We need this common operating model, this common language model. And that's really what I think is the most important thing for a product leader to come in and be doing to create confidence, clarity, trust, a shared language model. We shouldn't be proving leaders failed. They tried growing 20% last year and they didn't. They should be out. Or, we said we were going to drive engagement up 20%, it only went up 10%. Proving leaders failed is not a good habit to be doing. We shouldn't be shaming teams. We shouldn't be creating ammunition for executives either and showing that there's misalignment. We should just understand that's how it is. That's the reality. Reality is things are complex. Let's make it understandable. Let's show that, hey, we're at 20% alignment, but this other 50% work we did was really important because of XYZ. Just giving that context. Or, hey, we're at 25% alignment and we need to get better. We need to be more aligned. We get that. We've had a lot of drift in the last year. There's been a lot of small requests coming in. So creating this kind of cone of trust is really key when I see teams start to figure this stuff out. Misalignment doesn't mean you failed. It's a signal to get better. It means we have unmapped work or drift or off-plan execution. There's some exceptions or trade-offs happening. So being able to talk about why that's happening and getting everybody on the same page is so critical. The key is we want head of products to be able to explain what they're executing without being defensive. It should just be explaining, this is what we're doing and why, and this is how it aligns to our strategic goals, and these are the impact metrics we're measuring. So that common language model is so key in what I just shared with you. It's not that I'm building this tech debt fix and this is why. That never goes well. Or it's not from a leadership perspective, you better fix this churn issue or else. It's just respecting each other and having a shared language. And we got to get better at that. So I think it's really important to not reframe things and say that this is an assessment, an audit, a tear down. It's more about having a shared reality model, a baseline of understanding what we're doing today and where we want to get to, a common language across product and business and stakeholders so everyone feels comfortable putting their voice in, even at the smallest layer. The operating layer, the day-to-day execution of a team, those people are in the day-to-day. Those people understand what customers need, what they're hearing from customer success, what's happening in sales. Getting those people to feel comfortable giving context and sharing why they think something is a good idea. And what if 8 different people share that same thought? If we can get that context and start to bubble it up, that's where the power of AI can be really helpful in improving cultures. AI is pretty scary. It can replace jobs. We see that. We're seeing it happen. But it can also really level up humans. And I think humans are going to be needed forever. We need to get the context from everybody in the company. AI is going to be better at connecting the dots, summarizing everything. It's not about proving people wrong, enforcing things. It's about having these clear, consistent decisions. I think AI has the real power to be a sense maker, not a decider. We don't want AI to decide the priorities or tell you what to do. We want it to synthesize what humans can't. Hey, that 15 customers said this. and four different leaders in our organization are talking about impacting the same thing. And if we combine this project and that project, look what this can do to reduce churn. There's so many connecting data points that aren't humanly possible. And AI creates a way for context to travel upward without politics. It's a way for teams to explain why we're doing things. It's a way to capture reasoning without more meetings. I think the real thing is we don't want to enforce alignment. When we talk about misalignment to strategic goals and not measuring things, we don't want to enforce it. We want to enable it. And there's a big difference here. We don't want to be policing execution, enforcing strategy, and making sure everybody's compliant and giving weekly updates, et cetera. That never ends well. We just want people to feel comfortable where they can explain the trade-offs, surface hidden work, connect their daily decisions to impact in the business, improve conversations between business and product, get that common language model. And yeah, I mean, we want to not show people what they're doing wrong. We want to explain why work is happening and give you constructive way to improve decisions without blaming anybody. That's what makes a strong, healthy product team. And we want to see more of that. We want teams to understand each other, respect each other. It's just being a good person. And you can feel when that's not happening in your organization, when things are off, when we're disrespecting each other. It's amazing that respect and being nice and working towards the same goals and having a common language, this is what makes friendships great, business is great, marriage is great. So you got to do it. Thank you.